Good morning, everyone. So I failed my glucose tolerance test, the 1 hour one. So what now? Usually what happens is that now you have to go do a 3-hour glucose tolerance test, which means that you have to go in there to the lab fasting, not eating 8 to 12 hours overnight, and then they take your blood, and then you have to drink this nasty drink of 100 grams of sugar. And then after an hour, they test you again. In 2 hours, they test you again. And in 3 hours, they test you again. And you're there forever. And yeah, I refuse to do it. So I refuse to do it. I only, as a resident, and on my inpatient rotation, I only get 1 day off a week, and so I refuse to go sit in a lab and, you know, sit there for 3 hours, and I can't spend it with my family or Wyatt, and, you know, so I am not willing to do that. So as a compromise, I talked to my midwife, and since I did have gestational diabetes at my last pregnancy, I mean, it is possible that I will have gestational diabetes with this pregnancy as well. Not always the case, but so what we agreed upon is that I will check my blood sugar 4 times a day, like how I did during gestational diabetes, and see where it's at. If it's elevated, then I'll have to take medicine. If it's control, then I may not have diabetes, or it's just diet controlled. So yeah, baby is still going to be safe. If there is any elevated blood sugar, then obviously I'm going to address that right away. But I don't think that I need to sit in a lab for 3 hours and do this glucose tolerance test when I can, like, just as well prick myself 4 times a day and check my blood sugar. Baby bump update. This is a little over 30 weeks. So I think what I'm gonna do today is just eat, obviously, and show you guys my glucose readings and some of the things that I've been trying to do to decrease my fasting blood sugar. All right. Did I mention this is like the last day of my inpatient rotation before I go on vacation? All right, so I had 12 patients this morning. On top of that, I had 1 admit, so I gotta write all those notes. But for lunch, currently it is 12 o'clock. And for lunch, I got a tuna croissant sandwich. Looks like it has 42 grams of carbs, but I plan to just eat half the croissant. And then I got some boiled eggs, and I like to eat that with sriracha. So with fasting glucose, you're actually supposed to check your blood sugar. Like the time starts for 1 hour is actually when you start eating, not after you're finished. So at 1 o'clock, I'm supposed to check my blood sugar again to see how it is. So does that make sense? So you check your 1 hour postprandial glucose at 1 hour, but the hour starts when you start eating. I hope that makes sense. I'm way too tired right now. This is the other half of the croissant. So I'm checking it now. And it is 83. All right, so I'm finally off. It is currently 5, but I finished all my admins, I finished all my notes, so she said I can go. And what else? I usually go to the gym, but I'm like extremely exhausted today. I still have to go home and pack and prepare for the flight tomorrow, so I think I'm going to skip out on the gym today. But what I've noticed for to lower your insulin, or what I've noticed to lower your basal, oh my god, I can't speak right now. I'm so tired. So what I've noticed is that in order to decrease my basically fasting blood sugar, I need to work out. Working out also helps with like insulin resistance and sensitivity, and so I always tell my diabetic patients to walk after they eat, not necessarily work out, but like not just sit there, you know. So when you exercise and walk and stuff, it helps you bring that glucose and start using it instead of storing it as fat. But yeah, so I think when I first started checking, my glucose was kind of higher. It was like 100 or 99, and then now it's down to like 91, 88. So, and I only started working out for the last 3 days. So the change is pretty fast. I want to see if I can get it down any lower. I remember when I was pregnant last time, I was working out a lot, and then my fasting was always like 66, 75. So yeah, time to go home and eat dinner. Hi, Wyatt. What are you looking at?
A dish.
Your car outside? Yeah. What you got there? Pliers?
Mama! Mama!
Yeah, Mommy gave it to you.
Mama!
What do you want?
Mama!
You want more what?
Mama!
More what?
Mama!
Oh, whoa. No, that's hurting. Owie. Okay, Mommy gotta eat dinner.
No!
No, that's owie. Okay, go ahead. You can do that one. Whoa.
Okay.
You're fixing everything.
Okay.
Down there too? Why are you gonna eat? So for dinner, we have some leftover taco meat. I put in some avocado, shredded iceberg lettuce. We got some leftover, what is this, Brussels sprouts. And then for dessert, I'll probably have an Activia. Activia. That's yours. Mommy doesn't eat that one. Wish I could. Brussels sprouts are cooking. Looking good. Whoa, this one's high. 134. It's under 140. Yeah, so I didn't work out today. In the last few days I have. It's possibly that's why it was higher. But if you look, so these have been my previous readings for dinner. And this is always like after I work out right before, and these are my numbers. So today is probably the highest it's been. I don't even think I ate that much carbs. So we're leaving tomorrow, so I have to clear the whole fridge. Usually I don't eat this late, it's 9 o'clock, but I'm gonna have the leftover chicken because I don't want it to go to waste, and some kimchi. And I'm gonna share these Funyuns with Wyatt. It only has 14 grams of carbs. Only. Wyatt, can we share this? Can we share? Yeah, I'm gonna open it. Share with mommy. Okay. Why don't we keep it in the bag? Okay, cheers.
Two.
Thank you. Mmm, yummy. And last glucose of 89. Woohoo. Alright everyone, so it's been 2 weeks since I've been recording my blood sugars, and if I were to go into a doctor's office and were shown these numbers, I would definitely say that I do not have gestational diabetes, just based on these numbers. All of them have been around 90s to 100, low 100s. At dinner it's gone up to 122. My highest has been 134. So I have my OB appointment soon, but I'll update you guys on Instagram stories what they say. But I just wanted to do like an overview and give some tips for those of you who are struggling with your glucose levels, or I think I'm going to follow these tips in general just for a healthy pregnancy. I don't want to end up with like a huge baby. I don't want to deliver seriously a 9 or 10 pound baby. That would be really traumatizing for me in my little frame. So tip number 1 that I've noticed is that the more water I drank, the better my glucose readings were, even when I ate the same things. And that kind of makes sense because the more concentrated your blood is, so will the concentration of the sugar in your blood. So on inpatient, I was really bad at this. I didn't have time to drink water. I probably drank a cup of coffee in the morning and 1 to 2 little glasses of water. And now that I've been on vacation and I've been drinking a lot more water, my fasting sugar has gone significantly lower, and I haven't even been working out as much. Tip number 2 is to walk or do some form of exercise, like light activity, after you eat. So I tell this to all my diabetic patients, not just people with gestational diabetes, that they should walk after they eat because it helps with the glucose uptake, insulin resistance, and insulin sensitivity, all that stuff. I did that a lot when I had gestational diabetes with Wyatt. So after I ate, I would go rest a little bit and go straight to the gym and go on the elliptical or just go on a walk or something like that. And it really helped. I was able to eat more carbs and my sugar levels were still lower. My third tip is to eat your meals the way you eat your meals. So you want to eat your biggest meal probably earlier on during the day, and then slowly at night you would eat a little bit less, just because during the day you're active, you're moving around, you're using that energy, you're using that food as a fuel source, and then later on at night you're a lot less active, your body's getting ready for bed, and so what you eat will end up being stored as either fat and not being used as, you know, energy fuel. It's part of this whole circadian rhythm kind of thing. So I think those are my main 3 tips, besides the fact that everyone should know to eat healthy, eat plenty of fruits and vegetables, try to pick complex carbohydrates. But I think that a lot of women go, like during my first pregnancy, everyone's like, oh, you're feeding for 2, you're eating for 2. It's fine if you eat this, you're growing a human. But really, that's not necessarily the case. You do not need to eat that much excess calories during your pregnancy. I think the recommendation is around 350, 450 extra calories a day. So I say 300 to 400 extra calories a day to make it simple for those to remember. So it's not that much extra that you need. The rest of it will actually go into you will gain that weight. So those are my tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Follow me on Instagram for Insta stories. I'll give live updates there because I usually only do YouTube videos once a week as of now. Yeah. So thank you all for following us on this journey. I really appreciate you. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.